My head knows the Avs can't keep Jonathan Drouin next season, but my heart really wishes they would find a way. Avs win over the Minnesota Wild 5-2. It's a funny thing about these micro scoring droughts that the Avs have had this season. They're normal. I don't think there's anything that weird about not being able to score super well for a couple of games. But the guys that get them out of it tend to be the auxiliary top six pieces, not the MacKinnons and Rantanens, but the other guys in the top six have to produce, because if the main guys were scoring, they wouldn't be in the drought in the first place. For a lot of this season, that guy has been Val Nichushkin, but obviously when he's out of the lineup, he's not an option, so it had to be both Artturi Lehkonen and Jonathan Drouin to get the job done for the Avs. Now, I thought the Avs played a great first period, one of their best full first periods in a while from start to finish. They usually play a good 5 to 10 minutes and then kind of fall off. This was a full good 20 from them, and it's Lehkonen to get them on the board first. When the puck's not going in the net for you, this is what you do. Face-off win definitely helps. Immediately throw a puck on net. You get a rebound. Crash for it. Find a way to get to it. Lecky tries once on the backhand here to throw this towards the net. It doesn't work. Puck springs back to him right on the forehand. Throw it on net again. Do not wait. Do not pass go. Score a goal. If you need a guy to play a simple game, Artturi Lehkonen is your man. He's never going to do anything that fancy, but he will work hard and throw the puck towards the net, and you do that enough times, you score goals. Worked for Lehkonen quite well this year. He's been hurt a lot, but 14 goals in 39 games, a near 30-goal pace in a full season. It's going in. While this was a very good first period for the Avs, it was not perfect. They do give up a goal that they probably shouldn't have. It's going to be a dumped in puck for Minnesota all the way in here, and it's a bit of a weird, maybe a bit unfortunate read for Middlestat. He's going to try and go around the far side of the net as this puck just slows up and dies, and he just takes himself out of defending the play. Not that bad. This really shouldn't be that dangerous of a shot anyway, but if Casey is on that guy, maybe this play doesn't happen. Ultimately, the shot comes in from below the dot here, and Annunen just isn't quite ready for it. Look, that is not a very good goal for Eustace to give up. Straight up, you kind of need that save. It's just got to be better. With that being said, from then on, Eustace played great in this game. He ends up making 44 saves, does not give up another goal at 5-on-5 in the hockey game. That's the kind of performance, and more importantly, that's the kind of response you want to see from a goaltender when they give up a goal. He locked in and did the work. With the Avs playing well in this first period, they get rewarded with a power play, and importantly, they convert it. A power play face-off win, and for the second goal of the night for Colorado, nothing fancy happens here. The Avs do their usual stuff up high, passing the puck around, not accomplishing a whole lot. But Minnesota gets caught just a little bit. They leave Cale this lane, and he's going to step in and take it. And he puts a good shot on net. He fires it in. It is partially saved by Gustafsson. Now, this puck is probably going in anyway, but just in case, you have both Jonathan Drouin and Casey Middlestat crashing in, whacking at it out of midair to make sure that thing goes in. Did Drouin steal that goal and it was going in anyway from a car? Probably, but it still counts as a goal. That goal put Drouin at 50 points on the season. That number was kind of the dream number for Drouin at the start of this year when the Avs acquired him, kind of dreaming on a guy they could get great production out of for extra cheap. The fact that we're actually here and experiencing it, we might be living in the best timeline. And just like that, the Avs managed to win a first period. It's nice to see, and I will give the Avs credit. That momentum carried over to the first portion of the second. Drouin almost immediately gets on the board again. Lest we forget the unbelievable talent on the Avs, look at this ridiculous sauce pass from Mikko cross ice just because he can to Nathan MacKinnon. Absolute freak. And then McKinnon's not able to finish this playoff initially, but Gustafsson giving up big rebounds and the Avs have recognized it. Who is there to create this play? Why, Jonathan Drouin, of course, collects the rebound and just outworks a guy behind the Minnesota net. Just outplays him. That is unbelievable good work from a top-line guy. Gives the Avs another opportunity. Sets up MacKinnon out high. There's a pass all the way from Nathan MacKinnon. I know he looks like he's winding up for the big slapper, but he is looking for Jonathan Drouin backdoor every single time here. Drouin, easiest goal of his life. Just put your stick down and you score, bud. Okay, that play was more MacKinnon. Drouin just had to put his stick down. But come on, this is the Halifax homie chemistry that we've wanted for basically both of their entire careers. We're getting to experience the dream here. By the way, that was MacKinnon's 82nd assist of the season. There are 13 teams in the NHL with less points than that, including the Minnesota Wild. So there, the Avs were in the driver's seat of this game. It should be a pretty straightforward path to victory from there. And it was looking like it was going to be that, with the Avs going back on the power play. And then the Avs do the dumb. Not only do you take a penalty while you're on your own power play to negate it, once the 4-on-4 section ends, you take another penalty to give the other team a 5-on-3. I'm not sure if you know this, but that's bad. By some miracle, the Wild don't actually score on the 5-on-3 itself, but they do score on the ensuing power play. So it was a 5-on-3, and Mikko Rantanen is the guy who takes the initial penalty and is now trying to help penalty kill 5-on-4. Mikko doesn't kill penalties, so as this play gets worked around to his side of the ice, he commits extremely deep down to defend a man, leaving a whole lot of zone up high uncovered, and he's not in a passing lane at all. What is Mikko covering here? The man? Sure, I guess you can say that. But Manson has the net front guy, and you have both Taves and Cogliano covering any passing lanes coming through here. Mikko needs to be further along the wall, cutting away the high pass. He does still need to stay in a position where he can take the player, but he's covering essentially nothing now. So when this puck goes back out high, as Mikko's not able to get over in time to intercept it, he now has a mammoth of a lane to cover to try and get back to this puck. And this is the bigger problem. All of that's minutia, pretty tough defensive stuff. But here, just get into the guy. Just try and get into this guy. Play the body here. He does what 8-year-olds do. He plays the puck. He fully commits to where the puck is to try and get to the puck, and the guy just puts it past him with the shot, and it's in the back of your net. Goals get scored on the power play, whatever. Honestly, the crazy part of this is I think the Avs actually might have been able to kill this if they had their full healthy lineup and a Yakov Trenin to potentially win a face-off and help them get a change. For a guy like Drouin who had a great night, easy to get attached to over the course of a whole season. I've become extremely attached to Trenin very, very quickly, and he's become extremely important for the Avs' defensive forward group. Unfortunately, the lack of discipline make this a game where Colorado, I'm not saying they didn't need to, I don't know how this game plays out if not for those penalties, but as they've done so often this year, they make their own life harder. Minnesota pushes hard in the second half of this period. It's Colorado's worst period of the game for sure because of that. And while they don't play great in the second half, they weather the storm. Again, Justus Anderson comes up huge for them, making every save that he needs to. Yes, he let one in on the power play, but he does not let up another one. He keeps the Avs in the lead. Then you get into the third period, and the homies simply win you the game. Watch Cale Makar just be relentless defensively here. I think we've not seen enough of this year, where he just is going to take this puck away. He doesn't care what's going on. He's just going to outwork a guy, and the Avs are gone because of it. Springs both MacKinnon and Drouin. Yeah, you wish you could keep up with Nathan MacKinnon through the neutral zone. Creates a 2-on-1. Drouin, while he does have 2 goals in this game, has always been a passer. Look at that timing. Look at him catch the stick right there to open up that passing lane. The kid's good, I'm telling you, and Nathan MacKinnon's going to finish that, baby. Nathan MacKinnon's 48th goal of the season. The numbers are just staggering for MacKinnon now, up to 130 points on the season. The franchise record, that includes the Quebec Nordiques, is a 139-point season. Wouldn't be easy for Mac to get there in the remaining 6 games, but it's not impossible. We're talking about records that have stood for over 40 years. It's kind of a big deal. That was more or less the final nail in the coffin. Minnesota does play a lot of offense, gets a lot of shots on goal in the third period, but not a lot of it was dangerous. And I don't really blame the Avs for shelling up a little bit here because they have a Segababa to deal with. They're trying to conserve a little bit of energy because they know they need to go out and win again today against Edmonton. It is ultimately Mikko Rantanen that gets you the empty netter, and it's a 7-point night for your top line. We know MacKinnon and Rantanen belong there. You should start believing Drouin belongs there too. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and Drouin, please stay.